Welcome back to part 2 of this journal that I am making. Here is the cover, and I'm just kind of embellishing pages and showing you what I'm doing as I go along, and I think I am here now. All right, so I'm still using my little stack of different goodies. This one has small glassine bags in it. So let me see. There are other things in here. You are not a glassine bag, but that's okay. And these are so deadgum cute. Is that cute? Then I've got these bigger ones down here, but there's just something about this size I think is just the bomb, because it's little probably, and I like small things. Okay, so I'm going to take this little glassine bag, and I have so many things on my desk I can hardly see what I'm doing. And I'm just going to ink up the edges a little bit. And then we're going to find something pretty. I found one more page that had napkin decoupage on it, but another page stuck to it right there. So I can't really use that part, but I can definitely use this part right here that's so pretty. So I'm just going to kind of cut this around my glassine bag to get a general idea, but I don't want to cover the entire bag. So now I'm going to take and just cut it down a little bit smaller than that because I want some of the bag to show. Let's see how that fits. See, that's very nice. Very, very nice. All right, we're going to take some art glitter glue. You can use any glue of your choice, one that dries clear. And we're just going to glue this puppy down. See, there was a little tear right there, so I'm going to fix that too while we're at it. Oh, now we've got a beautiful glassine bag. Look how pretty it looks on this background color right here too. All right, so for the glassine bag, I think I'm going to put it anywhere in the corner, right smack in the middle. All right, and I want to glue 1, 2, and 3 sides and leave this side open for a tuck. So I've showed you before, but what I do is I grab the side that I don't want to glue. Then when I flip it over, I know which 3 sides need the glue. So we're going to put it right there. I just love that color scheme there. That looks so pretty together. And then I'll have to look through my little tag stash and find a pretty tag for that in a bit. Okay, and here's the last box I wanted to go through. This one has mini envelopes and miniature pockets, little library pockets in it. So. And some of them are put together already. And I've used so many. I was going to see if I can find some at the bottom that are put together like that. Okay, so there's just a little book page envelope that I'm going to use, and no. Okay, well, there's another little book page. Kind of wanted something. I wanted to use one of those other ones, but they're the wrong color. That one. Let's use it, won't you? Okay, so get all these. These are die cuts from a borrowed die cut from a friend. I don't even think they sell that anymore. All right, so we get this one out of the way. And so we have this little miniature envelope. So we just need to find a place. So I just kind of look through the journal. Look, there's nothing going on here. Good place. This and this is too like the same color. So I'm probably going to put it down here for contrast, just so I have some contrast. And sometimes I'll leave that little envelope flap open, and sometimes I close it. Really doesn't matter. See me doing 3 sides? That's just in case I'm probably going to want to stick a little miniature tag down in there. So one behind it, one inside of it, probably. This guy folds up right here, and then these little tabs fold in. Okay, then you pull it back out and you put the glue on these little tabs, and we close that down, and we have a little miniature library pocket that I should have inked before I closed it, but that's okay. All right, so let's move on through the journal and get some things going on back here in the back side of it. Look at there. That's almost, that blends so well that it blends too well. It gets lost in the shuffle. Let's put it right there. All right, I'm going to hold it here this time. And then if I want to stick a little tag in that way, I will be able to. Okay, so now that's all those little embellishments from different things. But I still want to take the rest of this and salvage as much of that as I can and make pockets out of it. Okay, so I'm just looking through my other stash and seeing what all I've got. And I decided I want to make a paper flip up with all these different papers and stuff that the recipient can use to decorate this journal with. So I'm going to make them removable. So I've got them all down here together, and I'm going to take one of these binder clips, well, if I can get it, and I'm going to just hold them together like that. Then I'm going to take my paper punch, and I'm going to punch not too far away from the middle because some of these are narrower and I want to make sure I get them all in there. So I'm just kind of guessing that. Get that off there. All right, I should have left that on there. You stay. And then we're just going to tie these together. So you see, I've just got a little piece of twine here. I just went in one hole, came back out the other, and I'm just going to tie it. You could do a bow, but this is a little stiff, so I'm just going to go ahead and do a knot. But I'm not going to pull it real tight in case, you know, when the recipient of this journal wants to use these pages, they can just untie that and get those guys out, and then they can use it. Okay, so instead of gluing it down somewhere, because I want them to be able to use every page all the way down, I'm going to take an altered paper clip and I'm going to clip it in here. All right, so I look through my paper clip stash, and here's one with a little bit of red on it. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. So just deciding where in the book we need to put this guy. Could go right there, easily could go right there. Okay, I want it right here. So I'm going to take my little paper clip, and which is just has a cluster on top. It just makes an additional an additional embellishment. Wow, that was a mouthful. All right, if it's big enough to hold it. Is that big enough? Yeah, there we go. All right, so that's just holding the little flip book in place. And if I decide that's too much, I'll put this, you know what, I think I will. I think that's too much. I'm going to put this somewhere else. I'm going to find something else to clip this in with. Okay, so what I found is just one of these little bitty miniature, it's kind of like a bulldog clip, but it's itty bitty. Is that the cutest thing in the world? The only thing I wish is it had a hole in it, and so I could dangle a little bead from it. But this is what they look like right here, just those little bulldog clips. Okay, I'm going to put that back away, and so I'm happy with that. So then I'm free to put this altered paper clip somewhere else that might need a little something on its page. And I think that's going to be you right there. Now see, that's much better by itself. It wasn't overwhelming. Okay, next. Okay, so look what else I found in my stash. I had made up a bunch of these at one time before, the little angels with the tulip skirts. And this one happens to be red. So I'm going to use that as my embellishment for my journal spine right here. So I just put it onto a bulb pin, and I added some beads to it. And I was going to show you something about this. You can put your dangle directly onto your bulb pin, but let's see if I can get it up here. If you'll add one jump ring, see that one little jump ring right there, if it'll focus, Focus. There you go. Well, see all the glue on my finger? That one little jump ring, you just add that one. It gives it so much more movement, and it just hangs so nicely. So that's just a little tip for you. Okay, let's see what else we want to do. I don't want it to get too chunky. We're already getting pretty full, so whatever else we do needs to not be real thick and chunky. This is just a little fabric sample swatch that I had, and it's not too thick, but I decided to glue it in here and make a belly band out of it. All right, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to go and add add tags and everything into all the pockets. So I have a great big mess on my desk, but I have been working on this, and now I am down to the closure, and I'm going to use this type of a closure on here. This is something I haven't really done before, so we're going to see together if I can make it work. I punched my hole in my cover, and I reinforced it with a piece of cardstock, and then this little guy screws on to the top, and it has a flathead screw on the back. Excuse me. So I'm going to take a screwdriver and tighten that up. All right, so I'm just going to hold on to it on the back side, and I'm going to get this pretty tight. I don't think it's going to go anywhere anyway. All right, so that's what it looks like. It looks like a little doorknob pull. Isn't that cute? And then I made this little strip here to close over it. And the way it's going to work, I punched a hole, but then I had to cut some little slits in there too. And it's just going to snap over that thing, and it's going to snap off, hopefully. All right, so what I've got to do is I've got to attach this to the back somehow, but before I do that, I want to decorate this up just a little bit. So I just tore this little piece of music here. I've been using some different music pieces throughout here, vintage songbook pieces and stuff like that. I think this was actually a Christmas song, but unless you read music, you wouldn't know it, and that's the bass hand anyway, so you probably still wouldn't quite be able to figure it out. But it was, oh, come on, you faithful. All right, so I'm just going to ink that up a wee bit and make it look kind of really grungy. Now, so now I'm going to go ahead and pop it on there so I can kind of figure out how long it needs to be, and it doesn't need to be any longer than about there, and I can still give it a little slack so it can grow. But as you can see, it's already grown pretty big. All right, so I'm going to attach this here by gluing it down with some fabric glue, and I'm going to put some sort of a medallion on the back of that. I guess you could use hot glue, but I don't want to take a chance. I do not want to take any chance that it does not stay stuck. All right, so I'm putting some fabric glue under here. This is Fabrifix. You can use Fabri-Tac. You can use super glue. And then I'm just kind of going around because I'm going to glue that medallion down, and I'm being generous with my glue, if you can see, because that is just going to cover the back side of it. And then I'm going to hang on to that while this continues to volcano out. Stop doing that. One day, the makers of these glues are going to figure out, there went figure again, you hear that? Figure out how to make these bottles where they don't volcano out. All right, I can see right now I'm going to have to take that off for a minute because, okay guys, I think it is all finished, so I'm going to give you one final flip through. I put this little, what do you call them, laser cut piece here. I put some pearls inside of my little flowers, and my tab closure, or whatever you want to call it, seems to work really good. All right, so here we are. Just added tags, and this is a little laminated flower. It says enjoy today that I made. I put some goodies inside a little bag here. This has got some die cuts in it and a couple of faux stamps that I made, and just some little pieces that could be used to further embellish this journal if you wanted to. All right, now look, you guys, get back in there. There we go. Okay, now, so I've got a tag, a pocket here, corner tuck. I put a little pocket in it with 2 tags. That goes there. It's my little button embellishment, my little dangles. This is a vintage postcard from 1954. I was not born yet, so I'm not that old, yay. I think I showed you this already, the little vellum bag. Maybe I didn't. I put tags inside of it. I put my belly band here, some ephemera on top. This is a little envelope that has a pocket in the front, but it also opens in the side. And I put this beautiful little embellishment in there that could also be used somewhere else in the journal if somebody wanted to. On my little miniature envelope, I've got a little miniature card that says laugh more, and inside are these 2 little gnome guys sitting on mushrooms laughing. I'm sure they're telling jokes. Over here I've just put this little booklet. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful, beautiful bird. So I put that right here. And I just put another piece of this index card that I had embellished with the inks and the stencils and the modeling paste, and it's got a lot of goodies on there. It just feels good. Okay, we saw that. I put a little tag with some vintage stamp on the corner. This is an altered library pocket. So it has a pocket in the back and it has a pocket in the front. And I put a piece of my tatting that has been coffee dyed. And then the whole thing itself is a pocket. So I've got this little vintage card back behind there. Here's another piece of that index card and a cluster pocket that I created. Just a little tag, a little digital tag. There's the altered paper clip. There's that page that we saw earlier. Here I've just got a little piece of some kind of vintage ephemera thing that I put in there. That little envelope, I showed you that already. It's in that little tag. This guy, I gave him a little tuck there because I wanted it to stay shut. So in order to open it, you kind of have to go around that little tuck. And then I just did some stenciling with ink. So I'm going to go around the tuck, do it that way, and close. Okay. There's the little paper stack that you saw earlier, how we made that, and a little cluster here. Another little tag. Laughter is the best medicine. That's a rubber stamp on muslin and then framed on a dark piece of cardstock. The little truck. Oh, let me show you this. So this is a popcorn bag booklet. All right. So the booklet opens like this, and you can just write whatever. But inside the bag, I just stuffed a bunch of extra goodies, journaling cards, a little phone message book page. So I stuffed that in there. Here's our little Kentucky Derby booklet that I showed you. All right, put that in that pocket. I put a little inchy on top of it. Here's our little miniature library pocket with a tag and a tag. And then I put a faux vintage postcard, because this is scrapbook paper. Now these are vintage stamps, but I think this was a stamp. I think somebody gave me that. And that is that. And then we're going to go to close it, and we're just going to snap it on that little closure. All right, guys, this has taken me forever, but I enjoyed every second of it. Thanks for watching. I hope I've given you some great ideas, and you'll be able to find this in my Etsy shop. Have a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.